Digital cinematography is something that I didn't really realize when I was in high school that I really wanted to get into. I mean, I had always experimented in terms of editing and even some writing, but I had never realized that I could realistically do it for a job. Like, I always thought, oh no, it's not something you're ever going to get to do, only certain people get to do that, and it never entered my mind that it could definitely be a possibility. I would say one of the hardest things is trying to balance everything in terms of family time and schoolwork and actual work, and just trying to find enough hours in the day to do it all, and a lot of time it just doesn't happen. And it's one of those things where it's kind of draining. It's emotionally and physically draining to just not have time to do it all. I would say the area that suffers the most in terms of trying to balance everything, I mean, family and friends. That whole area of my life takes a huge hit. I mean, basically with schoolwork, it has to get done. It's a deadline, it has to get done on this day at this time. With work, if I don't go to work, I lose my job. So a lot of the cuts are spending time with my family, spending time with my friends, and it's very emotionally draining, especially when you're running around working so hard on these other things and you don't really get to stop and relax sometimes. I mean, I get to hang out with my friends maybe once a month, maybe, sometimes it'll be every 2 months. It just depends on what's going on. And, sometimes I've actually found myself procrastinating on assignments and saying, just completely blowing everything else off and be like, you know what, I need to spend time with my friends. And sometimes, it's just one of those things where you kind of have to do it, or else you just kind of become a hermit. It's like sometimes I feel like I never leave my room. So it's like, I kind of need to get out. I think one of the biggest pieces of advice that I can offer is to just take care of yourself. I mean, when you're trying to balance everything on a day-to-day basis like we are, it's really, really easy to lose sight of your own physical and emotional health. And it's one of those things that you can't really afford to lose track of. I mean, I've learned the hard way a couple of times. I'll wake up in the morning and I'll be working on homework until I have to go to work in the afternoon. And then I'll come home from work at 9:30 and realize, hey, I haven't eaten anything today. And if you do that long enough, back to back, your body will start to hate you for it. And it's one of those things where you have to keep an eye on yourself. I mean, obviously it's very important to get things done by deadline, but it's also very important to make sure that you take care of yourself, even emotionally. I mean, if you haven't been able to hang out with your friends in 2 months because you've had so much work to do, you need to take a couple hours, push back your assignment for a couple hours, and just get together with somebody, talk about things. And it'll be so much easier to focus once you've had that little bit of a break. Even if it's just taking time to take 2 hours to read a couple chapters of a book. Getting outside of it will definitely open up your mind creatively. I know with me, if I take the time to read or something, it'll definitely help creatively. I'll think about things differently, because if you stare at a problem for 20 minutes trying to solve it, step away from it, come back, and you'll see it differently. And again, I just can't stress enough to just take care of yourself, because if you burn out, all this work you're doing, it's going to be for nothing. But if you keep going at it and you make sure that you keep yourself in check, you keep your health in check, and you find a balance between everything going on in your life and all your responsibilities, it'll definitely be worth it in the end. It'll be so worth it to finally get out there and finally get that job that you've always wanted. And all of the struggle that you're going through right now, it's going to be totally, totally worth it.